Well. If it isn't another day in Hollywood where friendships crumble faster than a house of cards in a tornado. And today, we're diving deep into what might just be the most shocking celebrity friendship breakup of 2025. I'm talking about Blake Lively and Taylor Swift, two women who used to be very close. And now, let's just say Blake might as well be persona non grata in Taylor's perfectly curated world. You guys thought the Kanye drama was messy? Hold on to your lattes because this story has everything. Legal battles, process servers getting arrested, alleged harassment, and enough Hollywood backstabbing to make Regina George look like a saint. And at the center of it all, one Justin Baldoni and a little movie called It Ends With Us that apparently ended a lot more than just box office expectations. But here's the thing that's got everyone talking: the arrest. Yeah, you heard me right. Someone trying to serve Taylor Swift legal papers got arrested right outside Travis Kelce's house. And according to sources, that arrest, that was Taylor's doing. The final nail in the coffin of what was once one of Hollywood's most enviable friendships. So buckle up, because we're about to unpack how a movie about domestic violence became the catalyst for a real-life friendship apocalypse that has left Blake Lively completely frozen out of Taylor Swift's inner circle. And trust me, when Taylor freezes you out, you stay frozen. Let's rewind the clock, shall we? Blake Lively and Taylor Swift weren't just friends. They were the friendship. The kind of bond that made other celebrities jealous and had fans writing friendship fanfiction. I mean, Taylor is literally the godmother to one of Blake and Ryan Reynolds' kids. Godmother. That's not just, oh, we grab coffee sometimes, friendship territory. That's, I trust you with my child's spiritual well-being level commitment. These two were everywhere together. Birthday parties, award shows, those perfectly curated Instagram posts that made you believe true friendship actually existed in Hollywood. Blake would show up to Taylor's concerts. Taylor would gush about Blake's fashion choices, and Ryan Reynolds would make jokes about how his wife loved Taylor more than him. It was cute. It was aspirational. It was absolutely perfect. And the thing is, their friendship made sense. Both blonde, both successful, both masters of their respective crafts. Now, let's talk about the man at the center of this hurricane, Justin Baldoni. Actor, director, and apparently the person who managed to single-handedly destroy one of Hollywood's most solid friendships without even trying. Well, maybe he was trying. That's kind of the whole point of this mess. Justin Baldoni, for those who don't know, is the guy who played Raphael on Jane the Virgin. He wrote books about redefining manhood. He seemed like one of the good ones, right? Wrong. So very, very wrong. When Baldoni got the rights to adapt Colleen Hoover's massive bestseller, It Ends With Us, what could go wrong? Literally everything could go wrong, and it did. Blake Lively signed on to star as Lily Bloom, the florist caught in an abusive relationship. It should have been a straightforward prestige project. What Blake probably didn't expect was that those private conversations, those moments of vulnerability and support, would eventually become ammunition in a legal war that would destroy their friendship completely. On December 31st, 2024, just 11 days after Blake's harassment complaint, Baldoni filed a $400 million defamation lawsuit against Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Blake's publicist, Leslie Sloan. $400 million, with an M. That's not just fighting back. That's declaring total war. But here's the thing about Baldoni's lawsuit that made it particularly nasty. It wasn't just about denying the harassment allegations. It was about painting Blake as the real villain. According to Baldoni's legal team, Blake was the one who hijacked the movie. She was the one who created a toxic environment. She was the one who, along with her husband Ryan Reynolds, supposedly took over the film and pushed Baldoni out of his own project. ... So Baldoni's legal team knew that if Blake had been confiding in Taylor about the harassment, Taylor might have information that could be crucial to their defense. So they did what lawyers do when they smell blood in the water. they decided they wanted to depose Taylor Swift. Now here's where this story takes a turn that's so Hollywood. You couldn't make it up if you tried. Because serving legal papers to Taylor Swift isn't like serving papers to your average person. You can't just show up at her house and ring the doorbell. First of all, good luck finding her house. Second of all, good luck getting past the security that probably rivals Fort Knox. So when Baldoni's legal team decided they needed to serve Taylor with deposition papers, they had to get creative. And by creative, I mean they hired a process server who apparently thought the best way to reach Taylor Swift was to go to Travis Kelce's house in Kansas and hope for the best. Let me paint you a picture. It's a regular day in Kansas. Travis Kelce is probably at practice or doing whatever NFL players do in their spare time. And suddenly, some guy shows up at his house claiming he needs to serve legal papers to Taylor Swift. In what universe did anyone think this was going to end well? The process server, whose name hasn't been released, but who is probably reconsidering his career choices, was arrested on charges of trespassing. Because apparently, showing up uninvited at an NFL player's house with legal documents for his girlfriend is frowned upon by local law enforcement. Who knew? But here's the kicker. According to sources close to the situation, the arrest wasn't just bad luck or overzealous security. Taylor Swift herself allegedly made the call to have the process server arrested. She saw what was happening, recognized it as part of Baldoni's legal strategy to drag her into the Blake Lively situation, and said absolutely not. Imagine being Blake Lively in that moment. You're already dealing with a sexual harassment lawsuit, a $400 million countersuit, and the stress of having your entire career potentially destroyed by someone you trusted enough to work with. And then you find out that your best friend, the woman who is godmother to your children, has actively worked against the legal process that might help clear your name. The phone call between Blake and Taylor after the arrest happened is something I would pay good money to have been a fly on the wall for. Can you imagine? Two of the most articulate, intelligent women in entertainment having what was probably the most painful conversation of their friendship. And that phone call, that decision to have the process server arrested, that was allegedly the moment Blake Lively realized she had lost her best friend forever. The conversation allegedly ended with Blake telling Taylor that she was dead to her. Not "we need some space" or "I'm disappointed," dead to her. Those are the words you use when a friendship doesn't just end, it gets executed. Because that's how Blake saw it, according to sources. In Blake's mind, Taylor's decision to have the process server arrested wasn't about protecting her own privacy. It was about abandoning Blake when she needed support the most. It was about choosing convenience over loyalty. It was about prioritizing her own reputation over standing by a friend who was fighting for her dignity and career. The fallout from that phone call has been swift and absolute. Blake Lively and Taylor Swift, who once couldn't go a month without being photographed together or mentioned in each other's social media posts, haven't been seen together since. Their mutual friends report that Blake has made it clear she considers the friendship over, permanently. Taylor, for her part, has seemingly moved on. She's continued her Eras tour, her relationship with Travis Kelce, her carefully managed public life. She's given no public comment about the Blake situation, which is probably the smartest move from a PR perspective, but probably feels like salt in the wound for Blake. The irony is that Blake's lawsuit against Baldoni has actually been largely successful. His $400 million countersuit was dismissed by a federal judge in June 2025, with the judge ruling that Baldoni couldn't sue Blake for defamation over allegations made in a legal proceeding. Blake is now seeking millions in legal fees from Baldoni, claiming his lawsuit was frivolous and designed to intimidate her into silence. So Blake was right about Baldoni. Her harassment allegations appear to have been legitimate. The legal system has largely vindicated her position. But none of that matters when it comes to her friendship with Taylor, because the damage has already been done. The process server who got arrested probably has no idea that his unsuccessful attempt to serve legal papers ended up being the catalyst for one of the most significant celebrity friendship breakups in recent memory. But sometimes that's how it works in Hollywood. The smallest actions have the biggest consequences, and the things that matter most are the first casualties when legal warfare begins. Blake Lively is dead to Taylor Swift now. And all the legal victories in the world can't bring that friendship back to life. What do you think? Does an incident like this really deserve to be the final nail in a friendship? Or is it a dramatic exaggeration? Would you be willing to forgive? Or would you end the relationship? Let me know in the comments. Like if you found the analysis useful. Subscribe for more insights. And most importantly, keep your eyes peeled, because in these kinds of cases, the next revelation is never far away. To keep the video short, the full story is in the PDF, so comment "I want it" and I will send the link. Enjoy the buzz.